Good evening, people. Chris F.E. Jackson here, and another instalment from the BBC. It's dated the 21st of August 2018. Yes, a rather delightful little insert here is water ice detected on Moon's surface. Moon's surface. There we are, with this nice little picture here of the Moon's poles. Yes, the distribution of surface water ice at the Moon's south pole left and north pole right. Bit of shading here. Yeah, I wonder how original these pictures are. They put grid lines on them to give it the effect of a sphere with some sort of dimension to it. Now, how long have they been going on about water being on the moon, or if there is water on the moon? And they think they've actually found it in craters and stuff. And now, you know, everyone's perception of the poles of the Earth are cold and icy, and to all intents and purposes barren of life and plant life. But yeah, okay. So the scientists say they have definitive evidence of water ice on the surface of the moon. And this picture is supplied by NASA. Well, I don't think NASA took the photo. The ice deposits are found at both the north and south poles and are likely to be ancient in origin. Well, I wouldn't have thought it had rained any time in the past on the moon, so it's hard to think what. Maybe it was a result of when the moon was first created, and everything else left because it has no atmosphere or little, and because it's so cold at the poles, like on Earth, that the water decided to stay there. But anyway, I mean, what a crazy statement that is, The result comes from an instrument on India's Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft, which explored the moon between 2008 and 2009. Well, why wait nearly 10 years to give us this picture? Why wasn't this picture out 10 years ago? Why wasn't it blasted all over the news? They forget that we have memories. But they just continually on with this complete and utter garbage. They just keep all putting out this information on the biggest broadcasting corporation in the world, that people will probably read this stuff on their phones going, oh yeah, water on the moon. And it says, details of the work have been published in the Journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, PNAS. I could take a look at that if I want, but yeah. Now, the distribution of the ice deposits is patchy. At the lunar south pole, most of the ice is concentrated in craters. At the northern pole, the water ice is both more sparse and more widely spread. Right, let's have a look at the picture again. So it's widely spread on the south pole there. A bit greener, isn't it, there? Yes. Oh. You could go for a swim there in the in the South Pole, not the North Pole. Anyway, the Moon Mineralogy Mapper, say that again, M3 instrument aboard the Chandrayaan identified 3 specific signatures of water ice at the lunar surface. Okay, M3 not only picked up the reflective properties one would expect from ice, but was able to directly measure the distinctive way its molecules absorb infrared light. This has meant that it could differentiate between liquid water and vapor and solid ice. Right, okay, so yeah, you would expect it to be solid ice, wouldn't you, and nothing else. Oh, and look, there we go. A cartoon, people. Yeah, here you go. The picture of the moon's south polar region was captured by Japan's Kaguya spacecraft. So the picture of the moon's south polar region was captured by Japan's Kaguya spacecraft, not about India's Chandrayaan. Oh. So I don't know. Okay, but they say temperature on the moon can reach a searing 100 degrees in daytime, which doesn't provide the best conditions for the survival of surface ice. No, I'd have to agree with that. Well, it just says 100 C I take it as degree C. But because the moon is tilted on its axis by about 1.54 degrees, there are places at the lunar poles that never see daylight. Daylight. So it has to be, if you think about that for a minute, if it's tilted by 1.4 degrees, okay, it's a smaller object. It has to be very minimal, the area that would be excluded from the sun's light. I wouldn't call it daylight, but yeah. But they just loosely put that out there, Scientists estimate that temperatures in permanently shadowed craters at the moon's poles do not rise above minus 157 degrees C, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that a good estimate? No, I have no idea. This would create an environment where deposits of water ice could remain stable for long periods. Talk about the bleeding obvious here, really. Okay. The result supports previous indirect detections of surface ice at the moon's south pole. However, those results could potentially be explained by other phenomena, such as unusually reflective lunar soil. So what you're saying is, it's not water then? So the whole experiment that was carried out on the Indian, the M3 could be wrong? Are you speculating something else, or...? It's just not a complete scientific message, is it? They're saying water on the moon, blah blah blah. Just get it out there, get it out there, get it out there. Yeah. So it's hot during the day and it's cold during the night. So space is cold, but in the daytime it's really extreme. Honestly, if there's enough ice sitting at the surface within the top few millimeters, the water might be accessible as a resource for future human missions to the moon. We don't have possibility to get back to the moon. I'd go back to the moon in another second, but we destroyed the technology. Apparently. It's a bad impression of Don Petito, I know. But hey, so again, re-establishing the fact that humans can go to the moon. It could potentially be turned into drinking water for the occupants of a lunar base, or split into hydrogen and oxygen for rocket fuel. The split oxygen could also be used by astronauts for breathing. There you go. So they've collated everything there in that few little sentences there. So put it out, put it out, put it out. Yeah. Surface water ice has also been found on other solar system bodies, such as at the north pole of the planet Mercury and on the dwarf planet Ceres. Well, with what satellite or with what solar probe did they find that with then? Does it say? No, doesn't. So there you go. So imagine drinking moon water. It has to be as old as the moon, really. Yeah, I wonder what the sell-by date on that would be. I don't know. Stick it in a bottle. Man could stick it in a bottle and sell it. There would still be a sell-by date on it. It's probably... I don't know. It's got to be at least 4.5 billion years old, hasn't it? Surely. Yeah. Frozen for that length of time. I wonder what's trapped in it. I wouldn't want to drink it. No. So there you are. More rhetoric from the BBC. Now, the other one, this is rather delightful, is the, I'm just going to go back one, I think. Let's try back one. Oh yes, here we are. Well, the ancient fossil turtle had no shell. Excellent. Now, this one is quite revealing as well. This deals with evolution. Yes. And touches on fossils and stuff, So a new perspective on how lemurs got to Madagascar. It could be in the whole concept of the theory of that the whole landmass on Earth was called Pangea. They just probably decided to stay where they were. But this is quite interesting in what they say. So here's a lemur. Probably they are endangered. So the lemurs of Madagascar are at the centre of a new mystery. What mystery is that? Scientists believe the story of how they arrived on the island is more complex than we thought. So we thought something, and now the scientists think that the story that was told is a bit more complex now. Okay, so everything that went before, which we swore was true, is now up for debate. As usually things are as they carry on. So I'll just read that again. Scientists believe the story of how they arrived on the island is more complex than we thought. After looking again at the fossil evidence, they question the idea that lemurs have been evolving in isolation on the island for 50 million years. Wow. Finding out more about lemurs' ancient history could help conservation efforts. Ancient history of lemurs. Oh, I see. They only had 2 legs before. Now they've got 4. And a big tail. They only had a small tail before. So if that was the case, how would it help the conservation efforts? Are you going to de-evolve them? Or what? Huh. A recent study found that almost all species of lemur face extinction. And who's to blame for that? Us, probably. Perhaps. It deepens the mystery, Eric Stiefert of the University of Southern California, Los Angeles, told the BBC News. It makes it even more important that we try to find out more about the evolution of this group, and maybe, with some perspective from the past, it will give us some information we can use in the present about how to protect these species. What a crock of rubbish. You need to elaborate on that, exactly, to say how you could get that information, if that information is correct, how it can actually help preserve the species for the future. I don't understand how perceived historical data, unless you're going to tell us how you're going to get that. What do we know about the evolution of the lemurs? The conventional view is that lemurs arrived in Madagascar 40 to 50 million years ago, long after it became an island. The conventional view. Now, how do you convene at a point of view of something that happened 40 or 50 million years ago? I think I've done something like this before. I think they voted on it. That's right. It's thought they floated over from the African continent on rafts of vegetation. Can you believe this? Well, perhaps, I don't know, maybe some, it's just like, it's thought, could you imagine them all sitting around? How did these lemurs get onto this island? I mean, could they have been there all the time before the island separated from Africa, or before there was a flood or something? What if, I don't know, they all decided to hop onto some vegetation and off it went? Think about this, people, and just putting this on a national website for all and sundry to read and view, and think, it's from scientists. I think a 6-year-old will be able to come up with a better explanation than that, and that I'm not knocking 6-year-olds. Lemurs didn't have any predators on the island, so they spread rapidly and evolved into many different species. So, if they had no predators, why would they need to evolve? Surely, natural selection would just maintain them as they are, because they have no threat. They can just lounge around all day and lie on the beach if they want, and not have a care in the world. So why would they need to evolve into different species? Don't know. Okay, so this is why lemurs are not found. This is why lemurs are now found only on the island and not all over Africa. No, because they all sodded off on vegetation, didn't they? Right. Oh, look, why do some scientists think differently? Researchers in Africa and the US have looked again at fossils discovered some years ago. One is a fossil dating back 20 million years that was unearthed in Kenya in 1967. named Propoto. It was said to be a new species of primate. Oh, look, an eye. Yeah, the eye's finger has evolved over millions and millions of years from a particle physicist's point of view. We all know who that is. Anyway, this idea was quickly challenged and the animal was reclassified as a type of fruit bat. That's there. It's not a primate, it's a fruit bat. The other fossil, found in Egypt, is of a primate that lived 34 million years ago, so bang on 14 million years, known as a Plesiopithecus. Did I say that right? I think so. Plesiopithecus. That's right. Both fossils are incomplete. So they thought one was a primate and one was a fruit bat, but both fossils are incomplete. So how complete are they? Okay, made up little more than bits of jaw bones and some teeth. So, some jaw bones and teeth. One's a fruit bat, one's a primate. Could be, I don't know, could be anything, couldn't it, really? Okay. The researchers believe the original classification of Propoto is correct. Yes, they've probably voted on that too. And they think both fossils are ancient primates related to the eye, a particularly strange looking lemur that is still alive today but is on the brink of extinction. Extinction also. Connecting enigmatic fossils from Egypt and Kenya with the modern eye helps to reveal greater complexity in the arrival of Madagascar's fauna than previously appreciated, says Dr. Nancy Stevens of Ohio University, Athens, US, who worked on the study. Well, I don't know how they made that connection. How does the new research change current thinking? It completely overturns our ideas about when and how lemurs arrived in Madagascar. Yeah. That's it. It's all overturned now. So everything you were saying before was you were publishing and all the scientists agreed. Now you're overturning that again, and no surprise. Hey, as science evolves. The scientists suggest the ancestors of today's lemurs colonized the island not once but twice. And much later than we thought. Okay, perhaps around 20 million years ago. Okay, so more vegetation, more floating vegetation, right? The eye arose from one line, while other lemurs came from another. So they were on one group of vegetation, and the other lemurs were on the other group of vegetation. Perhaps one line each. Yeah, here we go. According to Eric Seifert, the new theory people, upends the very romantic idea that lemurs made it to Madagascar very early on and were there all by themselves during that time. Bless them. And there we have another picture of an eye. Such a, a beautiful looking creature. I mean, yeah, it's a shame. So, will this new theory convince everyone? The short answer is no. It's likely to lead to more debate and votes. The facts about the eye. Eyes are the largest nocturnal primates in the world, living mainly in forest canopies. It uses its long finger to pull grubs out of branches. Grubs out of I think it was the trunks they would tap and then they in. It is an endangered species because its habitat is being destroyed and due to native superstition. Right, so I don't know if I'm just going to read that. Maybe they think they're evil or something, but, man again. The scientists say confirmation rests on finding more fossil evidence. So there's a huge gap in the fossil record from the island. Right, so get digging, people. It's a broken record with paleontologists. We always have the same answer, but we really need more fossils, says Professor Seifert. More fossils coming, people. Watch out. More little bits of jawbones and teeth. Might get a toe if they're lucky. It is possible specimens may already exist filed away in drawers in museums, waiting to be re-examined, he says. Ooh. That's another angle of attack for them. Look what we found, people. We found this in the drawer. It was found here. We thought it was this bone, but it's not actually this, which corroborates our previous findings of what we thought. So there's many ways to skin an eye. Skin a cat. We don't want to skin an eye. They're endangered as it is. Anyway. So Dr. Stevens adds, remarkable discoveries await in the deepest forests, the most remote deserts, and in the corners of the museum cabinets, the world around. The world around. Yes, play on words that I think as well, get it into your psyche. Well, there you go, people. More garbage about evolution, the moon, water on the moon, and what they're going to do about all these different types of things. So there you are. Just I thought I would just do a little bit on this because as you can see, the categories of the information they're putting out is to just continually putting out all these tiny little bits with all these key little words in it, just to re-embed to the masses of what supposedly we're doing in scientists and how good scientists are. Okay, so anyway, that's all for now. Thanks very much. Goodbye.